Hello everyone, this is Crash Conroe. Long time no see. I'm back. I'm recording this voiceover kind of post playing this round. I recorded this using the PS5's handy record playback. And so on this day, it's Friday, 24th of May, I finally decided to try the Impossible Challenge on PGA Tour 2K23, which is where you play the Predator AG on very firm, very fast, very firm, fairways and greens. The wind is the highest it can be. And I play it in a north direction. I don't know if that's the rule or not. I saw someone playing this and they had north on, so I also did north. So yeah, I got into it quite quickly. This was about my fourth or fifth attempt. And on the previous attempts, to be honest, I would get to hole 10 and I would quit. So yeah, so this is about my fourth attempt. So we're a little bit behind. I've hit my second shot there a little bit too far. So I'm hitting the third shot back towards the hole. And just in case anyone isn't aware, I mean, like anyone knows, this is going to go off the green unless this goes in. I put myself in a really bad spot there. Like, you can't really be long from there. Like, where the ball is now is the ideal position to be in. So I'm putting it off the green, and it's always awkward on this course, putting off the green. You've got to give it so much power. But we give it just enough, and it's a really good par save on one. So for anyone who isn't aware, the objective on the Impossible Challenge is to basically play the round even par or better. Like, just don't be over par for the round. It's one of the toughest challenges on the game. I'm not like keeping up with this game too much. I do hop on occasionally to do TGC tours. I'm just in the trenches at the bottom of Platinum normally. I did get demoted to Elite for a few weeks and won a tournament and went back up quite quickly. So we're on to hole 2, which is a relatively simple kind of tee shot, but there is this tree to deal with. I think some people play for positions where this tree wouldn't be in the way, but I've been quite comfortable just playing a punch shot from here, to be honest. So that's what I do, 7-iron. I very rarely play punch shots on this game, to be honest. Like, I normally don't see the use for them, but that is a decent one. And it does check as well, like it stays on the green in a pretty good spot. So I've got a good look at a birdie on hole 2. But I do overpower it. It's not a very good read. I think I had the read, but I did just kind of hit it a little bit harder than the game wanted me to. So I've actually got a tougher putt for par than I did for birdie. But it does go in. It does go in, and we're even par through 2, so it's a decent start. This is a really difficult hole, this one. So, I mean, that pin, pin 4, by the way, is this challenge as well. So the pins are a bit of a nightmare. And honestly, the ball anywhere around the pin will just drop off to the right. If it's anywhere there, it will drop off to the right. And I realized quite soon after that tee shot that I had aimed way too far right there, with the wind settings as they are. And as you see, yeah, it goes down, and that is OB, which is probably a good thing because I don't know how you get it back up from there. So I quite quickly take the second shot. Pretty much the only difference is I aimed a bit more left. Just a little bit more left. I'm still playing for about where I've hit it just there, because I don't want to leave myself with a difficult second shot. And I found out from earlier attempts, it can stop here where the ball is now. It can stop there. And that one does. It's not an easy putt, but, after hitting it OB, I wanted something good. And that was a really good shot, and we do putt it in for the bogey. So it's a pretty good start there. Like, if we didn't go OB, that's a birdie on that hole, but we'll take the bogey. We're on to hole 4, which is a par 5, and the play here normally is that there's a little gap here. A lot of that is OB though, and I actually hit a really big fast, and I get away with that massively, because if that hits that tree trunk, that is, that's gone. That is, well, I mean, it's not getting out, and that will be OB. So I've really lucked out there, and it's a really good lie as well. And this is downhill tailwind, so you can still reach the green in 2. And I've hit a pretty good shot there. I think that was a 4-iron, wasn't it? And it rolls on, absolutely beautiful. And we have that for an eagle. So if anyone isn't familiar with my game here, basically I pull it left intentionally on the swing plane. That's what I try to do. Because like in the early days of this game, The eagle putt is relatively straight, and we get it in. So in the early days of this game, I find getting a straight swing plane on this game like really difficult. I can do it, but I can't do it consistently. And the issue when you don't get it consistent is sometimes you're going to miss left and sometimes you're going to miss right. And sometimes like it could be costly, you know? So I found it better to just know what way I'm going to miss, you know? So I do still play for the perfect. A slight fast is normally fine for me, I find, just like that. So hole 5, we're a little bit off to the right there, unfortunately. This hole isn't too bad, but this is quite a tough spot because you can see we've got to get it up there, but after the hole it actually rolls away, which is, you know, an issue on a lot of these. So what I do, max loft, max backspin with a flop, and it's not a good tempo, but even with that it does check up. So that's a pretty good save there on hole 5. So through 5 holes, we're 1 under, doing good. And now we have a par 5. It's not too difficult a tee shot, to be honest. You just got to make sure you don't hit a terrible one to hit this part of the fairway. And now we're going to hit our second one. It's a really long par 5, so we have to lay up with a 3-wood. And we do just that. So, for anyone who's like still subscribed to me and did watch my content, you'll know that I quickly just like dropped off and didn't make any more. I think I just kind of burned myself out. You know, I started trying to make content for golf games, and I you know, I don't do this for a living. I have a full-time job and I do other things in like with my spare time as well. So I think I just set the bar too high with the content I made, and you know, I just kind of burned out and I never went back to it. I still played the games, but making all the content myself was a little bit too much. So we've got a birdie putt on this par 5. And we just about get it. Really good pace. I thought that was going to be short when I played. Honestly, on that hole, if you miss left, it might actually go back and go in. So, but yeah, we just about get it. So we're in a really good spot. Most people know that holes 8 to 10 are where your impossible challenge could come to a grinding halt. So being 2 under when we get to that point is good. I thought that shot was good in the air, but it's actually gone a bit long. So we're in the back, and this is treacherous, you know. Chips from the rough, they don't slow down. I'm going to give this max loft and backspin. You can see the ball, the hills rolling down right after the hole. I've just absolutely tapped that 37%. And as you can see, it's level with the hole. See, it still almost went too far. So we're 2 under through 7, which is, you know, that's pretty good. Now's the first hole of this absolute gauntlet, this gauntlet of holes where it's pretty much just trying to limit the damage. So there is one spot on this green where the ball will stop, and it's not really close to the pin. But this is what I go for here with a 5-iron, because I feel like from here you can kind of go for that spot. The worst place to miss is left of the hole, because where it stays up on that rough, and it's basically giving you an extra shot from there. So that's way more right than I thought it would be. But honestly, being in the bunker is not too bad, and I can see like the green isn't breaking much from where I am to the hole, right? It's not breaking much at all. So I'm going to keep this level with me. I'm not going to aim left or right. And this bit here is about where the ball's going to stay. So yeah, on this hole, you quite simply just have to make a putt from here. That you just have to. So this is my first attempt at that. 2 feet up, I'm going to give this plenty of power because you do not want to leave this short. You know, it's very fast greens. You have to give it way more. And I think it's going to turn more left. It does look like it will. Pretty good on power. Bang. Middle of the hole. So we get past one of the difficult holes. Hole 9 isn't quite as bad as holes 8 and 10. Because holes 8 and 10 both have greens like that, where you just have to putt from one specific place pretty much. But hole 9, still a tough one. Still a tough one, to be honest. So, just got to pretty much fade it, because I'm a lefty. I've got to fade it around that first tree. Which we do. And thankfully around here, it bounces to the right, which is a little bit nicer. Thanks to those trees. But this is still a really rough spot, as you can see. It's really uphill. I'm kind of into the wind a bit. So I think, you know, with a 5-iron or whatever I'm hitting this with, it's not gonna go over those trees. So I'm gonna give this a big fade and a bit of loft. Try and hit it round. It's a pretty good swing for me, at least. That's what I'm going for. Left pull, slight fast, but it's not enough when we go into the bunker. But this is not a bad spot to be. Honestly, this is not a bad spot to be. A lot of the golf balls do come back, to be honest. That slope on the green is strong enough where the balls might come back, but all I've got to do, I've really just got to hit this and make sure it gets to about where the tee is, you know, where the pin is, sorry. And honestly, we gave that a good go. We gave that a good go, and the ball is still going to roll back. It's just absolutely crazy. It does stay on the green. To be honest, normally when it does roll back like that, it does mean the putt will be relatively straight. And I think that is the case here. It does look straight in. I've just given it a lot more power. It just catches the hole, though. I remember now, at the time, I thought that was going to miss. I thought that was going to lip out. But it catches the hole, and we're 2 under through 10. Really good position. But this is the hardest hole, I'd say. Because this is basically hole 8 with the green, but even harder than that. The green is even more unforgiving. This kind of approach to the green is more unforgiving. You can't hit a full driver because it will go in the water. I try and cut the corner a little bit here, and it costs. As you can see, I bounce off the tree, but I really get away with that. It bounces into the fairway, thankfully. But now I've got a big decision, because the 3-wood, I don't think makes that. And a driver, if I hit it well, it might make it. I've got a big loft, big backspin, so that the lie is made better. And you know what? I just go for it. I honestly just go for it. I don't want to be on the fairway for shot 3. I quite simply don't. So we get it there, but it does go quite a bit left, which is a problem because it's going to be really hard to stop this ball anywhere. And I hadn't tried this hole many times, so I had to kind of guess where the ideal place for the ball is, you know, where the ball's not breaking too much. So max loft, max backspin with a flop, and I try and just put it there, you know. Try and put it there on the green. It's still going to catch these hills, and it's going to roll all the way down. Not quite all the way down, actually. It stays on the green. My guy's not happy. Okay. So I've got a decision to make again, because I can see this is quite a difficult putt, right? You've got to read quite a lot. And there are spots on this green where the putt is a lot more simple, right? This is a difficult one. And if I miss as well, it's not only going to come back to me, it's going to go off to the right. That's at least 2 more strokes, maybe 3. So I make a big decision here. I kind of pass it off to the right a little bit to where I think the putt is easier. And I am right. I am right. The putt is easier. The putt is definitely easier from this point. So it's still breaking a little bit to the right, but not as extreme. Not as extreme as it was in my previous position. And also, if I miss left here, it's got a chance of coming back in, because that is all breaking to the right after the pin. But I line it up, give it plenty of extra power. Can we walk off with a bogey on hole 10? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Really good read, really good power. Goes in on the left-hand side of the cup. And at this point, we're in a really, really good position, because the front 9 plus hole 10, honestly, I think is much harder than the back 9 here. After hole 10, it becomes quite scoreable. It does become quite scoreable at this point. So you can see I slowed down a bit more as well. This has been quite a speedy round, but after that putt, I took a while to press X there. So I'm clearly thinking, you know, wow, I could do this. Like, I've not had many attempts at this. You know, I don't consider myself that good of a player on this game anymore. You know, I don't play it as much. I struggle in TGC tours, but impossible challenge, we're getting it done. So on another day, this ball might get all the way down there, but even though I've got it on very high wind, it's not that strong, so it actually checks up at the top of this hill. So I've got a bit of an awkward pitch to play here. And the tempo's not really that good. It's just about light grey fast. But still, it goes about where I want it to. And it's not the easiest of putts, but the thing is, as long as there's not a danger of like the ball going off the green the other side, I'll take pars, you know. And I'm quite confident that I can give this some power to make sure it gets there. And I get it one in. I get it for birdie. And we're back to 2 under. We recover from the bogey on hole 10 straight away. And we go to hole 5, which is probably the hardest par 5 on the course, I think. So this was, I'm pretty sure this was my first time playing holes 12 to 18 in the challenge. I think the 3 or 4 attempts I had before this, I quit by hole 10 because I was just too far away. And I was reminded of what hole this is, right? Because you can hit it over there. You can hit it over there and reach the green, but it's tough to do. I'm not sure if I could do it with like the conditions and my position, so I wasn't about to do that. Like, I'm 2 under for 11 in the Impossible Challenge. There is just no way. There is just no way I'm going for that, you know? Like, on this hole, I was quite happy with a par. So we're just going to 3-wood it over there somewhere. It should be quite a safe shot. So yeah, again, I mean, I guess this channel isn't completely dead, but if I do make videos, it will be much more casual. I'll probably just, like, you know, record a video and then just upload it straight away rather than kind of putting edits in and stuff like that. Because, yeah, like, I can't be too kind of harsh on myself, and, like, I can't be spending too much time on it because I'll just burn out because I've got, you know, I don't do this for a living or anything, so I've got a lot of other things going on. But I've hit that approach on the good side of the green. It is still going to roll off, but I mean, this is fine. You know, it's all uphill from here, which is what you want. And the hills just about aren't strong enough where the ball would come back to me if I miss. So I've got a chip for a birdie. I do go for it. It's not too bad. It's just not gone left enough. So the ball does come back a bit, but thankfully it checks up. I was thinking it might roll all the way back for a bit there, but it didn't. All right, so this hole. Yeah, I've seen people play this one. I was never too sure. Going into this one, I wasn't sure because the wind on mine isn't quite 25 miles an hour, you know. That's about 18 right now, isn't it? So I'm wondering if it's going to reach. But it's 95 feet down. And honestly, on this hole, I don't think there's like a safe layup because, yeah, on all of these little fairway plateaus, you still have to calculate, you know, it's 95 feet down still and a lot of tailwind, so you could miss anywhere. So I just go for it. I just 101% with a driver, and it's easily getting there. Easily getting there. In fact, it's got so much pace, it's going to go all the way through. Thankfully, on the fairway, though, so I can kind of control this. Max loft, max backspin. And honestly, it's not a difficult chip because, yeah, there's no downhill, stupid downhill after the hole, you know. So we chip it, it goes past. It's a good read for the birdie. And now this is looking really good, guys. We've got 5 holes left. We've got 5 holes left and we're 3 under par. And now for another par 3. 155 feet down, this one. So it's quite hard to read. I've got the 7-iron out, which I think is the right club. It's going 168. Of course, the wind is going to bring it back a bit. So I'll play it out to the left. And it's a little bit long, but it holds the green. So, you know, that's a good shot at this point. We don't have to do anything special. We just have to par our way to the finish. We've got 2 par 5s to come. So I aim it out there. And I do kind of second guess this because, you know, it's 1 inch down. I know it's only an inch down, but you've always got to check what it's doing after the hole in this challenge. Because if it's really downhill, you have to just play it safe. So I take a little bit off it. Go for it, which is just as well because I hit that too hard as well. I hit it harder than the game wanted me to. So it misses to the right. I'm a little bit worried, but it does check up, so it's a good putt. See, I took the marker back a little bit there, and it still went that far. which is crazy. So we go to hole 15, which I wasn't too familiar with, to be honest. Like, it's an interesting tee shot, this one, because with that wind, I might be able to kind of curl it round, put it on that part of the fairway, and have an easier shot. But in my head, I honestly thought the left side would be fine, right? Because it's quite clear. And the wind is with me, and, you know, I'm aware of what score I'm on, so I'm just playing for pars at this point, you know. We don't need to do anything spectacular. So it's a good tee shot. But then I put myself here, and I do find that that tree in front of me might come into play, because I'm hitting a long iron. I don't think it's going to get up enough. So I actually believed it could clear the tree. It could not. It could not. So we've got this shot from here for a birdie, right? So it's going to be an awkward pitch from quite heavy rough. I can see the backstop, but if the ball comes off that backstop, it's probably going to roll all the way off. So I decided to go for it, as in, you know, try and hit like the front of the green, have it stop on that hill, but then land near the hole. We can't really play the backstop here, so we just have to get this one right. So I line it up. There's the pitch. Bang. Well, that's quite a birdie on this impossible challenge. I mean, I can't believe that dropped. That was hitting the pin at some pace, but it manages to drop. I have no idea how far past it would have gone. Great replay as well. If you don't get to see the ball go in, you get to see my golfer's lifeless, soulless eyes there. Wide open. Well, we're 4 under through 15, and at this point, you know, I mean, it's not over yet for sure. This one is quite tough. You know, this tee shot is really awkward. So I fade it. I aim out to the left, and it is a good shot on this par 5. There are still some tough holes to come. Hole 17 is very difficult. That's a par 3. So, on a normal course, 4-iron would probably get down there, right? But I'm thinking about that tree to begin with, because that tree could come into play. So I'm going to give this big fade with a 3-iron. And I'm quite confident this will get down there, because that's really the only goal here. Just get the ball down there. Unfortunately, I forgot about this tree on the right, which does stop the ball up enough, so it doesn't quite get there. But thankfully, I didn't really notice this on that second shot, but this green does have a backstop at the back there. So at first, I'm aiming to play a little flop, right? Max loft, max backspin, so that it stops. But that could be quite risky if it doesn't go far enough. And then I notice this backstop, this whole backstop, which we can use. It's perfect, you know. It comes back to the hole. It's coming back to the left. So I just use that. Hit that, and that should come back nicely. I actually didn't quite hit it hard enough, but it still comes back, and we have this for birdie. I mean, this is hole 16. And this is for birdie. This is for 5 under in the Impossible Challenge. And I've been doing this I was playing this for about an hour. Unfortunately, I'm not. I kind of played this with the intention of maybe to stream it later, you know, stream my attempts. But I did this in the first hour, so I quickly just saved the recording on the PS5, and I thought I'd do a little voiceover for it. So this par 3, I mean, I know where the danger spots are on this one. Missing right and missing long, very dangerous. So it's kind of a safe shot. I didn't expect it to miss that far left, but this is not a bad place at all. We can get it in 3 shots from here. There's no danger of this ball, you know, going too far after the chip. It's only light rough. We give it a really good go, and it stops right by the flag. And we're going to drop that in for par. So unless disaster strikes on the last, I mean, isn't the stroke limit on this game 10 as well? So maybe we would have done it anyway. But honestly, this is one of the easiest holes on the course, I feel. This is a par 5. I'm playing with tailwind right now. So this is my approach. On the last, it's literally a 9-iron. I think the tailwind is gonna take that. So this is for green under regulation for an eagle putt. the word predator etched into the ground there. Quite glad there isn't a home or something behind that. Imagine living right by that sign. That would be unfortunate. But it's actually a little bit short, that approach, and this is a bit of a treacherous putt. Like, look at how strong that downhill slope is right after the pin. So if I go for it and I miss, that's a tough birdie putt back. And you know, I could go for this. I mean, I'm 5 under at this point. I think the challenge is well and truly done, but I do play it a little bit safe. I only put a little bit extra on the marker. And to be honest, I do hit that a bit soft as well. I should have hit it harder than that. But we're there for a birdie on the last hole, guys. 5 feet for birdie, and we get it. It's a 6 under, 67 at the Predator in the Impossible Challenge, and I thought I'd just record that. And I know this is quite a big, like, kind of community challenge. Quite a few people have done it, so I thought I would, you know, kind of prove that I've done it as well. So there you go. 92% fairways, really good. The greens, not great, but the greens aren't going to be great here. The green and reg. Fairway in regulation, quite important here, I'd say, just to give yourself a chance at those greens. But yeah, well, that is my attempt. 6 under. I'm not exact. It was either attempt 4 or 5, I'd say, that I did that. And that was my first full attempt as well. But I mean, if you mess up holes 8 to 10, you're probably just going to restart, aren't you? Because they can really kill around. So, I mean, I will say, for what it's worth, I've seen other people do this quite a few times. So I was aware of some of the tricks already, like where to put the ball on the green on holes 8 and 10. So I'm not coming into this like completely fresh with no knowledge, but this is my first time actually trying it myself. But there we go. Remember to leave a like on the video, guys, if you enjoyed what you saw. And I mean, feel free to subscribe as well. There are no immediate plans for this channel, but you know, I could come back. As I said earlier, if I do, it will be a bit more stripped down. You know, it probably won't be perfect. Like, I'll just record myself playing around or whatever I'm doing while commentating over the top. I won't kind of take the video away and add a bunch of edits, because that's what really adds to the time. So yeah, that was part of why I kind of burned out as well. But yeah, feel free to subscribe if you want. I do also stream occasionally on Twitch, normally just my TGC Tours rounds. That's twitch.tv/CrashConroeGolf. I'll put the link in the description as well if you want to follow me there. But yeah, I'll sign off here. Thanks again for watching this, guys, and I'll see you next time.